What's up, witches? How are you all? I hope that you are safe. I hope that you are someplace cool if you're under this heat dome. I hope that you are someplace warm if you're in a cold place. How are you guys doing? If you're new here, I'm Luna. Let's see, it's probably not just us'ns 11. Well, hey, hi. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. I love you. Good grief. How is everyone doing? Hi, Dars. Hi, Roxanne. Hi, Ellen Marie. Hey, Sammy. Hi, Catherine. Hi, LC. Oh, it's so good to see you all. Yeah, thank you. I'm happy to be back. That was just a, what you call your clusterfuck for a while there. Hi, Marcy. Oh, my goodness, Marcy. Blessings to you. Talking about the floods that are going on down there. Oh, my goodness gracious. So we are in interesting and destabilized times, aren't we? I was thinking about this, that, things are, the atmosphere is very unstable. And we've thrown things out of whack. And so I was thinking about, looking for a metaphor, because you know me, I like my metaphors. Thinking about, like, if you're driving down the highway and you get distracted and look away for a little bit, and then you look back and you see your car has drifted a little bit, and then all it takes is just a little nudge of the wheel to get back straight. But if you come back to your senses and your car is on the wrong side of the road, then you have to yank it back to make it correct and go back where it belongs. And I think we're into the yank it back phase, because it seems like we've destabilized to the point where it's really taking some extreme events to try to reach equilibrium again. So yeah, wow, what a time is right, Catherine. It's just woo-wee. It's really been something. I had to go get a blood draw this morning. Hi, Tavia. Good to see you, sweetie. Again, we've been chatting throughout the day. But it's just right up a block away from me here. And I went up there, and their window faces on a major route that goes through. And on the other side of that route is a whole big thing of trees, and that's really where it went through. It seems the neighborhood that got hit the hardest was in that direction. And I said to her, were you here? Were you here when it went through? And she's like, oh yeah, we were. She's like, did you see the trees? And I got up and looked out. From where I was sitting, I could see there's like these, this line of huge pine trees, big, tall pine trees. From where I was sitting, I could see 2 or 3 of them. And she's like, look, and I'm looking, I'm like, yeah, I see the trees. And I got up and looked, and there are 3 that looks like somebody just lopped them off, maybe, 15 feet off the ground. And then the ones on the other side are just fine. So I don't know what else does that. And as I sit here, there is still a piece of shredded leaf just plastered to my window. Most of the other stuff has fallen off. And I went to get mail the day it hit, which was Monday. I went to get the mail, and the mailboxes were just splattered with dirt and debris and leaves and things, and yikes and damn and woohoo. Something else. Here we go with the tea and cookies, the Tiber tea and so we'll see how I'm talking. I've seen a lot of people struggling with putting words together lately. We're, of course, the sun at a critical degree of Gemini right now, so great for readings. Yippee! What else is going on? We had a lovely time in Michigan, and seeing my beautiful niece and her wonderful husband and her unbelievably beautiful babies. Oh my goodness, they're at that 2 and 4. Mwah! So much fun, and such bright lights that it makes me hopeful for our future, and it also makes me want to be diligent in the present so that they do have the best future possible. Anyhow, happy solstice. Tomorrow is the solstice. The day after is the full moon. Solstice is at like 4, almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon, evening, Eastern time. And the full moon is the next night at 9, just after 9. So we've got a full day and a little more between the two, but it's still a big double sun moon event. So, yippee. And one of the things that I've always found fascinating about the solstice is that as the sun hits its peak, it is immediately on its way down. That is the nature of the peak, is that there's no more going up from there. So we have that balance of I am at my strength and I start my decline. And we also have the balance of the sun, Father Sun, when he comes to his fullest strength, is as he enters the sign of the moon, the Cancer, and not the Cancer, enters the sign of the moon, Cancer. So, we have that balancing and that equilibrium effect that happens when you see, when you look at things as a big wheel, that the paradigm of the wheel is a very apt symbol for the balance of things. So it's supposed to be some kind of stands what moon? I can't, there's a, okay, wait, standstill moon? I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that at all. So it's obviously Cancer Capricorn, the very first, probably 1 degree of Cancer Capricorn, or maybe still in 0. Let me see here. Yeah, 1 Capricorn is the moon. So, big kickoff of cardinal things, initiation, getting started. The moon in Capricorn has a tough time expressing itself. It wants to structure emotion, but it also can take responsibility and buckle down and work. 2 Capricorn moons, another next month. Okay, I get that. 2 Capricorn moons? What? Okay, well, hold up. This is just not right. See, I don't pay attention. Yeah, at 1 Capricorn and at 29 Capricorn. Well, that explains it, Samantha. Yes, standstill is a really good... Because, again, moon has a hard time expressing itself in Capricorn. So who gets short-sheeted? Leo does. Aquarius full moon is the one that gets shorted, right? We won't have an Aquarius full moon? All right. Hi. Okay, so let me do some more greetings. Alexandria Wallace Stewart. Hi, Allie. Hi, welcome, Allie. I'm so glad to see you here. The axis of the earth is tilted at such a direction. Oh, I see. Well, that's the solstice. I mean, okay, interesting. Not the sun appeared to stand still. The moon appears to stand still. Okay. I know. It's really something. You have Cap moon. Okay, thank you. There's a Capricorn moon checking. Capricorn moon. Oh my God. I'm going to have to talk slowly tonight. Checking in to say, yes, we're reliable and steady and loyal. We endure. That's true. That's very true. Responsible as all get out. So they could delay their own emotional reaction in service of responsibility and duty and getting the job done. I know that when I have a lot of work to do, it happens on a Capricorn moon. When I was doing medical transcription, I would just go through these phases where I just wasn't having it, and there would be stacks of charts behind me, and Capricorn moon would come up, and I would just come in determined, nobody bother me, and just rip through that stack in a day. So yeah. Okay. So, Sun into Cancer, Capricorn moon, nurturing and structuring. It's the classic mother-father axis of who nurtures and provides on the home front and who is the disciplinarian. That this kind of sort of obsolete. We look at it as a male-female mother-father thing. That's obsolete now. But it is the difference between nurturing and restricting, disciplining, teaching, setting limits, setting boundaries, and that is nurturing as well. So I'm not going to go on because I don't have clear thoughts right now. And I think we need to do a meditation. Yes, I'd like to know where you're from too, Allie. With two adds stability to the shaky times we are in. Yes, and it could also add just that feeling of um, restricted emotions. You know that as well. That we're kind of holding on to things. And Culloden, Scotland, welcome, welcome, darling. Well, yeah, okay. I am neurodivergent, so now you're going to get to hear some bad Scottish accents tonight, I'm sure. I can't help myself. Anyhow, let's do a meditation. Come on, everybody. I want to say also that we need some prayer and healing energy going out to a friend that has just had carotid artery surgery and is having some post-op complications. So we will have a point in meditation where we can really spread some love, all right? Let's do this part first. Then we meditate. First things first. Ooh, blew some ashes around there too. And there's the hothead. The hothead that comes flying off and burns a little thing in my desktop. All right. I offer you this sacred smoke that by air and fire you may be purified, inspired, and charged. And I offer you this water and earth that you may be blessed and made whole. And I offer this bell to clear your mind, clear your atmosphere, to call you into attention to this time and place. And to invite the spirit in. Guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, welcome to you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for grounding me. Thank you for guiding my vocal apparatus so that I make intelligible words and give good messages. And I offer you fresh water. I offer you the fire of Azrael to invoke the spirit of divination. Now, let's settle down. Settle into your body. Sit back on whatever surface you're on. Sit back, lie down. Wiggle around until you feel yourself lying naturally, sitting naturally. If you're sitting, put both feet flat on the floor, please, nothing crossed. And let's just take your shoulders for a second, kind of feel them, roll them around. Feel your shoulder blades and see if you can slide those shoulder blades down your spine to open up the front of your chest and open up your shoulders. Tuck your chin back a little bit to align your neck. If you're lying down, take those shoulder blades and just pull them in so they're sort of hugging your spinal column. And you can have your hands either resting on your thighs or on the surface beside you, the arms of your chairs, but please don't cross them. And just be in your body. Feel your skin. Take a note of what your skin is perceiving. Mine is perceiving the movement of air because I have a box fan behind me to blow on me. feel your clothing and the difference between the skin that is uncovered and the skin that is covered and what they feel. And I feel a cattail coming around my shins. Here's my pyewacket. Feel the temperature that's around you and just accept whatever it is. And now just relax, let your body settle in. And turn your attention to your breathing, focusing mainly on the out-breath. And then begin to notice on your in-breath that when you breathe in, your entire rib cage expands, front, back, and sides. Just gently expanding all the way around and then contracting when you exhale. Make sure that when you exhale fully. You might want to give a little squeeze with your diaphragm at the end of the exhale just to make sure your lungs are empty. And when you do that for a couple breaths, then you can just let go of watching your breath and let it breathe itself. Just move into a space of allowing, noticing and allowing. And turn your attention to your root chakra, to the base of your spine, between the base of your spine and the front of your pubic bone, the channel in the middle there. And imagine that energy center activating and opening up. And immediately what happens is everything that you're carrying with you that is heavy or dense can just fall out, just fall down that channel and into the earth. All of the fraught energies you've had with you today, any energies of anxiety or fear or dread, fatigue, heaviness of oppression, feelings of limitation, feelings of lack, feelings of anger that don't have any place to go, any feelings of pain, illness, all the things that you carry with you that represent a burden. For this time, let's just let them fall down the chute. This happens easily because they're heavy. They're very heavy. And know that the earth receives them willingly and gratefully, so she can break them down into their basic, pure elements and components. And as all these things are falling down that channel into the earth, imagine little rootlets spreading down from that channel. And feel them really kind of networking into the earth, gripping the earth. Notice that the farther down the channel goes, the more stable the temperature is. And now imagine all those rootlets begin to attract earth energy to them. And you can think of like a very thirsty plant with its root down into the earth, reaching for the water, and the water is drawn to it, and feel the wonderful feeling as that refreshing water begins to be soaked up by those rootlets and it begins to rise. Just let it flow and see this energy as liquid light, green and gold earth energy, the energy of growing things, the energy of manifestation, of material reality, of matter. Another word for mother. And allow that energy to rise up that root, that channel, and you feel it as it hits your physical body, and let it just spill down your legs. And you can feel that little rush, even if it's a tiny little tingle. Sometimes it's a big rush of goosebumps. But just watch that sparkling light go down all the way to the ends of your toes, and then flowing back up again, and let it start to fill up your pelvis and your belly and low back, up into your diaphragm and your mid-back, coming up into your shoulder blades and up through your chest and up into your upper chest and your shoulders, and feel it rush down your arms to your hands, fingertips buzzing and lighting up and sparkling as it flows up into your neck and head. And let's just observe it for a few moments. Notice that it moves. Notice that it is alive and sentient. It knows just where to go in your body, where something hurts or something is weak or something has illness. The earth energy knows exactly where to go. It provides whatever that area is missing. You don't have to see it happen, just know that it does. Perfect trust. The energy continues to flow into your body, going where it's needed. And now a good full exhale, and on the next inhale, inhale deeply, pulling that energy up through your root, watching it get brighter and more alive, more sparkles, more green, more gold, electric energy. Exhale only the breath. All the way out and again. Pull it up and just watch it multiply. All the way to the top of your head, the tips of your fingers and toes. Exhale only the breath. And a third time. All the way up until you feel you can't hold anymore. Exhale through the crown of the head. And watch it shoot up and cascade down around you in a beautiful sphere, a living egg of green gold earth light energy, down, touching the earth, sinking down around your root, your cord, your channel, and then back down into the earth. This isn't an artificial thing. This is energy that you are made of, the very same energy. So this system is enhanced by our connection with the earth and the way we are visualizing it, but it is of the same substance that you are. So feel this circuit now going through your body and down and around the outside into the earth, from the earth to the earth. Feel the balance, the grounding. This will give you stability so you can reach out, as we will now reach out through the crown of the head, opening up that crown chakra and feeling the sky energy come pouring in, blue and silver. And this energy is of no substance. It is pure light as it cascades down into your head, down your neck, down your shoulders, to your fingertips, down, down, down in your body, through your chest, your belly, down into your pelvis, down to the tips of your toes. And watch every little silver blue spark join with a green gold spark and start to flash and shine and spin. Now imagine that energy going down the channel until it reaches the outside of the sphere of the egg and it rises up the outside back into the heavens. Feel how these two energies are perfectly balanced and how they attract each other like magnets. They complete each other. And they are the whole of your being, the substance of your being and the insubstantial, the pure energy of mind and spirit, joining with the denser energies of emotion and body. And at the center, the will, the identity. And perfectly held in this balance, exhaling all the way. Big deep inhale. On the next exhale, we push out a layer. Perfectly spherical, and watch as it joins with the other spheres, creating a seed of life, grid, like a beautiful cosmic flower of earth and sky energy. Imagine on your right side, you see a brilliant sun in the sky. On the left side, you see a brilliant full moon. Feel these cold blue energies and hot orange energies, golden energies, silver and gold, joining together in perfect balance. Feel the potency of the strength of the sun, equally as strong. The absence of the sun in the southern hemisphere, equally strong. And feel that silver moon shining down, engaging our deep intuitive side as the sun engages our will, our creativity, our vision. Now into this space, invite your guides and guardians, your allies and ancestors, your holy beings, your gods, your goddesses. We invite them into this place to be present with us, and we ask for healing energy to go with our intention to the people that need it. You can speak their names aloud and know that instantly the energy goes there. Remember, there's no time or space in the magical realms, so the energy that we send immediately arrives where it's supposed to be. We offer this energy freely to any who are willing and able to receive it. And I want to offer some precious chandan, some sandalwood, to Spirit. Please accept our offerings, and I will ask tonight that any omissions and mistakes be forgiven. Okay, and come on back, bring your consciousness back to where we are. I'm going back to messages, Marcy. On the other extreme of the world in Argentina, small world. Yes, it is a small world. And here we are from all over the place here together. Catherine, frozen for you. And I'm back. I don't know what the comment is referring to. Sorry, I waited so long to read it, but I'm so glad you're back. I am so glad. Hi, Marilyn. Welcome. Welcome. It doesn't matter what time you get here. It's the right time. Welcome and blessed be. All right, let's talk about the decks. Now, I let the dice pick the decks tonight, and it was an interesting thing because the priestess in me, the ritual artist, wants to select decks. You know, solstice, full moon. These are the decks that feel like that. But then the reader in me and the witch wants to throw it to the universe and let the dice pick. So that's what I did because it's been kind of fun. Hi, Ink and Flame. I'm glad you're here too, dear. Oh, Catherine's computer was frozen. Oh, okay. Thinking, dang, what's going on? I'm so glad you're back. Oh, Ellen Marie, thank you. I'm so glad you feel that. That's right. That's right. That's where Pyewacket is from. Now, I don't know where he is. I felt him go by, his little tail. I'm hoping he might jump up on the chair at some point. That would be wonderful, Pyewacket. So send your intentions out that Pyewacket could come up and give us a visit here. Okay. Alrighty. Now, so here's what the dice picked. Now, I will tell you that I chose this one. It's like, it's Solstice. Come on, we have to have the Radiant Sun Oracle. And this is Red Feather, Carolyn Smith, and John Astrop. But then the dice were giving me other things. So what I ended up with, I had like 4 oracles. And I just kind of pit each one of them against this. And one of them got kicked out, and this one stayed. So that is the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. Then we have the Dreamweavers Oracle, Colette Baron-Reed. That's a Hay House. Then, and these ones are just pure dice, and it's like, I'm not judging, I'm going to go with it. This is the After Tarot by Lo Scarabeo, Pietro Aligo, Corinne Kenner, and Giulia Francesca Massaglia. So this is representing the standard, although not so standard. And then this one was interesting. This was the first deck that came out with the dice, and this is the Black Tarot by DeBry. And I haven't done the tape thing, which I need to do. But I thought that was very interesting because the other half of the world is experiencing the other solstice, you know, the dark one. So why not? I thought that worked. And then this was interesting too. The Archeo came out again, and when I put it against the Radiant Sun, it won. So it wanted to come out again, and I've noticed that when I use the dice, they tend to come up with the same things over again. And then, this is really interesting too, the Buffy. Buffy the Vampire Slayer deck. Oh, the Nick Bantock, sorry, is Llewellyn. And the DeBry, do we have names? I don't think we do, but DeBry is the publisher. And so we've got the Buffy the Vampire Slayer deck. This is an Inside Editions deck. I don't know. Written by Casey Gilly, illustrated by Carl James Mountford. Excellent deck. So I'm excited about that one. So let's get to the. Let's put this one over there, and let's get to the Astro Dice. All right, let's see here. Meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Cat Gizmo. Take a bow, pie. Yeah, come on, Pyewacket. Hi, Kendra. Kendra's Journey. Glad to see you. Welcome. She makes it every Wednesday. That's so nice. Part of living at home as a 23-year-old. What a wonderful thing. She's making her grandmother's recipe. That's excellent. And Marcy, the after tarot. Yeah, it's the between one that really gives me problems, because it's like you have to refer either to the one before or the one after, and that one didn't work for me. The before and afters are very interesting. Samantha did some baking with your granddaughters yesterday. Yes, it is, especially in a frickin' heat wave. When I checked right before I went live, the heat index was still at 97 degrees outside. Black Tarot is published by the author. Now, is that the DeBry Black Tarot? Because there's another. Oh, Victoria Iva. Eva Iva. Yes. blacktarot.victoria. All right. Sam says the Archeo deck keeps hollering at me. Guess gonna have to get one of these days. Well, you can borrow it, my dear. Can't wait to have grandbabies to cook with. Haha. Gizmo says meow. Hi, Gizmo. Yeah, it's frickin' hot. The heat index was at 100 today. It was an icebox cake. Yeah, that's very good. Very, very good. Fun deck choice. I know, it's going to be hilarious and it's out of my control, so off we go. Okay. Oh, Sassy. Hi, Sassy. Hi, Wacket. Hi, Wacket. Hi, Wacket, my lad. Where are you? I call you, you don't respond. What the hell, Pyewacket? Oh, the kid is coming in. All right, we have, oh my God, here we go. The South Node again, you guys. In the 7th. This is the second time we've had South Node in the 7th, right? Yes? This time in Sag. Okay, so it is time now. So, the third time South Node coming up with these Astro Dice and Alive. I think it was like the last 4 lives. One of them, which I think was the last live, didn't have the South Node. But we're talking about old ingrained habits and just kind of getting dragged back into the old way rather than moving forward into the new way. And Sagittarius here is old habits as far as competition goes, as far as philosophy goes, as far as generosity, scholarship, our religious belief systems, our understanding of each other in the 7th house. So we're talking about relationships. So we've got to really look at and be willing to change all of these paradigms. And I know philosophies. I remember taking my first philosophy class in college, and we had these take-home tests. And one of the questions was, we talked about Descartes. And the question was his proof of God, which I can't believe. I can't remember. I can't believe. See, words are coming out my mouth that my brain isn't making. So I can't remember what that is, but it was like, she said, does his proof of God, how does it work for your belief? What do you think about that? And I answered and said, well, I'm a witch and a pagan, and I find trying to apply his proof of God to my beliefs is like trying to cook with a sewing machine. So this is what I'm looking at here. These old style ways of thinking, patriarchal. And what's really flying into my head right now is how, behind every successful man is the woman that did it first and got forgotten and got robbed. 7th house is those partnerships and how we balance and if they're fair. And so, in the past, our philosophy, our education, I was reading a thing today about medical studies. Okay, hold on. And it was talking about hormones. Oh, it was weight loss. And it was saying that, all these things of, just, do this and you'll lose weight. But all of the studies on weight loss have been done on men. And when they started to do them on women, they very quickly ran into the fact that it doesn't work the same because of hormones. And this thing said, as soon as we get into hormonal territory, the research stops because they don't understand it and it's too complicated. And So, one of the things that we're really reckoning with right now is the fact that all of our medical research has been done and is still being done on men. And we don't understand the female system. So that's one of the old philosophies that needs to be let go of, is just medicine and how our bodies work. But religion, spirituality, the structure of all of those things. Okay, let's see here. Hi, Tana. I'm so glad to see you, my dear. Aren't you, Tana, are you the friend of Marcy's? I think I remember. Marcy says my daughter's cat's name is Sassy, the tortoiseshell kitty, 16 years old. Oh my goodness. Yeah, senior cat. 7th is open enemies as well as partners. Maybe we're fighting over kings and gods, old patterns of fighting. Bingo, yes. So open enemies, right. Just our entire understanding of how we relate to each other, whether it's good relations or bad relations, it's time to bust the old habits. I mean, when that coming up 3 times there is very emphatic, I would say. I think, therefore I am. Yeah. It was the God part, though, that I don't remember. Yeah, it's like, these old guys. Why are we still studying these old men way of thinking? This old man, because when you put kids in college, they haven't quite gelled yet about what they believe, most of them. And then you start installing the philosophy of these old men, these old deceased men, deceased for hundreds of years, It doesn't help us. It drags us backwards. That's the South Node. That isn't his proof of God. Je pense donc je suis. Right. 16-year-old torty kitties. Ooh, tortitude. Bella. Aw. Yes. You and Tana live in the same location in Buenos Aires. I really hope things calm down there for you. It's from Argentina too. The Y chromosome is degrading or shifting or dwindling, however you want to look at it. That is very interesting. Very interesting. All right. It's okay, Tana Channel with 2 N's. My dear, you have my utmost respect for coming on and speaking a different language. It's wonderful. All right. Let's get it going here. Give me the time. Give me the time. Okay, who's coming up first? And it's funny because since I picked the Radiant Sun Oracle first and said, I let it pick first where it wants to be, and of course it picked number 1, and I knew it as soon as the die left my hand. Now it wants to be not first. Okay, Buffy deck. Amy Schumer said the same thing on Medicine for Women on her Netflix show. See, yeah, it's the absolute truth. Oh, did you see that? There's our first one. I'm going to do these upside down. See this deck? See how it looks big and chunky? See how it's not? Ooh. Come on. Cooperate with me. One more. And then we're reading. Okay. I am thinking about a video that is all about cardstock. So I have to remember which decks are standing out of my mind, and this is one of them. Okay. An example deck, if you will. All right, there's another one. So we have the 4 of Scythes. We have the 9 of Chalices. We have the 3 of Stakes. The Queen of Chalices, my card has been coming up all over the place. The Page of Pentacles. And the Ace of Stakes. Okay, so stakes are wands, scythes are blades, swords. All right. So in the center, we've got rest versus, or not really versus, but we have taking a break, and what I'm getting is putting space between what was before and what comes next. This is that waiting space. This is like the turnover point at the bottom of the exhale before the inhale begins. And that's where we're at right now. We're at that pause point. You know, the sun comes up, hits its peak, and then it's down over the edge. Think about going up a hill on a roller coaster, and there's that little before it starts down. So we're in that place, and we're in that place in order to breathe, to have a break. It's the Buffy bot here, and she's plugged into the juice machine, and she's literally recharging. So we are talking about how we recharge before we begin again. And so interesting too with the full moon and the summer solstice, two things that it's like big bright, and then we've got big waning energy happening after that. We have the wish card and the 3 of Wands. So talking about what is it that we want to make? What do we want to plan? The 3 is about executing plans. What is it? What is our wish? As long as we're resting, let's dream as we recharge and really begin imagining what do we wish. So imagine like you're thinking about going to the doctor. And I'll tell you, I'm once again, just so grateful for my wonderful doctor. And you know what's really interesting about him? They're very Christian. They even have little pamphlets to hand out to people sitting in the office. And yet, very unobtrusive. They just walk the talk, and they're wonderful, wonderful people. Anyway, so what are we wishing for in our new future? What is it that we are ready to launch? Then we've got Queen of Chalices here talking about sensitivity, intuition, being open to learn, being emotionally open to learn new things. Page of Pentacles is about what can, teach me something new. And this is, what's her name? She's one of the potentials. I can't remember her name, but yeah, she's a badass. So this is the beginner that is just ready to jump in and start to learn. And the Queen of Chalices, the part that is really open to the changes that can come. Let me see what you're saying. Typo gremlins. That'll get the neighbors talking. They don't call it the dark side of the moon for nothing. Okay. All right. It's weird. It seems like there's a lot of buffering and delay here because I'm not in the thread of the conversations, but that's okay. The elves haunt you. Fairies, gremlins, elves. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, now Darcy and Sam are making plans. There you go. I think that sounds like a plan. All right. So recharging is at the center of everything because we've got something new to start. I don't know that I have more to say about it. I am going to take one here. There's the Queen of Stakes, and there's the 10 of Chalices. So we have the 9 and 10 of Chalices here. And you look at something, the Queen of Stakes, so she's the creative one. This is the one, the intuitive, that's going to bring the emotional side in, invest emotionally in this vision, and then hand it off to the Queen of Stakes, who's got that creative passion to get things going. Here we have the launch of the plan, and as we launch the plan, we're very ready to learn whatever lessons are going to come with us or come at us through little mistakes and glitches or just how it unfolds. We're going to learn a lot. And then 10 of Chalices says this is the ultimate. So let's just start envisioning what the world would look like if there were really parity and equality in how we're all treated. And by the way, it is Juneteenth. So those of you who are not in the U.S., Juneteenth is is the second Independence Day in the US. July 4th, everybody knows about. It's when, the European people declared independence from England and became truly a different country, the American people. And Juneteenth, through the Civil War and the Emancipation Proclamation, the news of that proclamation didn't go out everywhere at the same time. Obviously, we didn't have the kind of communication we have now. Even so, it was 2 years later in Texas that was the last place that the news of emancipation arrived. And I think it was the person of, taking care of, whether it was the governor, I can't remember, read out the proclamation that all of the enslaved people were now free. And it was June 19th, and that's kind of a portmanteau pushed into the word Juneteenth. So this is the celebration of the full emancipation, that full in the sense of the entire country on this day finally knew that people couldn't be enslaved anymore. So happy Juneteenth. All right. Okay, I think I'm going to let that go. It is time to just visualize, you guys. Take this magic moment that's happening in the heavens and attach your dreams, your hopes, your prayers to it. And think in terms, since we're coming to a culminating point with both the sun and the moon, think in terms of what it is that needs to go away first, right? What needs to go away first? What is it that's going to diminish? All right. Next, the sun. Radiant Sun Oracle. Okay. Just not sure. Aliens, yeah. Yeah, the word alien is so interesting, the way it gets used. I mean, I have always felt kind of like an alien, sort of like I don't belong here so much, but that Queen of Stakes, yep. All right. Oracle of the Radiant Sun, what do you have to tell us? Making a mess. I think I'm going to split and pull with this deck because it's not really shuffling well. Empathy. Submission. Excitement. Companionship. Egotism. Oh my. And endurance. Okay, fascinating. So we've got Pisces, Gemini. Then we have, this is beautiful. This is so beautiful. Okay. Empathy, we have Moon in Pisces. Show of hands, who's got their Moon in Pisces here? Me. Me. So this is the moon that makes us just so soft and squishy, that makes us vulnerable and open to feeling whatever is around us, people's feelings around us, feeling music that we're listening to in a way that just really touches us. We're the goosebumpy people, that just sort of feel all the energy. So we have empathy here. And look at this bird. It's like a little charm with a gem on it. But there's this stuff shining out, and then there's an ear. What the hell? These images are always very interesting. And a child with a dog. So it's sort of like being able to receive messages. But then we've got submission and excitement. So we have Venus in Pisces here, which isn't Venus exalted in Pisces? Pretty sure it is. All right. Or is it Cancer? I always forget Jupiter and Venus, which ones are there, where they're exalted. All right. So submission, though, Venus in Pisces. This can talk about disappearing self-worth. Venus is worth, the things I love, the things I value. And if we look at, how we value ourselves, this, first of all, can make somebody such an idealist that maybe nothing is ever good enough. But it can also just talk about things that disappear. Pisces is the dissolver, remember. And so Venus in Pisces, first of all, you're going to have an exquisite sense of art and beauty, maybe an odd sense of beauty, different, weird, not usual. Let's put it that way. But submission, that keyword kind of confuses me with Venus in Pisces, but it certainly would make someone very soft and maybe deferring to someone stronger. And then we've got Mercury in Gemini here, excitement. All right, this is going to take me a while to pick apart. I'm going to be reading your comments. All right, then we have, this is the great part, Moon in Libra, Mars in Aries. Talk about opposite ends of the scale here. So companionship, Moon in Libra is about, yeah, but how do you feel? But how do you feel? I'm going to tell you how I feel. How do you feel? Right? And Mars in Aries is, or Mars in Leo. Sorry, Mars in Leo is just, turbo ego and showiness that is just beyond. And then we've got endurance down here, Sun in Scorpio. So the endurance, empathy and endurance, look at all these kind of back and forth things going on here. Submission, companionship, egotism, and excitement. All right. All right, I'm going to read. I'm reading. I'm reading. This is why I don't pull this deck out very often, because it can make me feel kind of confused. All right. Aliens who help us realize how to open up our visions of this planet, help us figure out how to do it quickly. Yeah, okay. Save and to buy that oracle. I'm sorry about the glare of the ring light, I really am, but okay, you want to see? Yeah, not so good, because I like to be seen too. I would like to fix it. It's not going to be fixed tonight, so here we go. All right. Fascinating, sent me directly. We tear apart the clocks with our stamina, Cap Moon. Thought the ear was a seashell. Venus is exalted in Pisces. Thank you, Incan Flame. I have my Venus in Cancer. So I would think if it was exalted in Cancer, I'd remember it. That's how I will remember it from here on out. Venus and Mars are both in Pisces. Moon in Pisces. Yep. Show oddities on the Discovery Channel. That's right. Opposite ends of the scale. That's very true. Mars and Leo. Oh no. Yes. It's just like somebody that just has to be the center of attention all the time, and they're very aggressive about it. So that's one side. The other side here is that Moon in Libra, and in this kind of duality, somebody's going to be submitting here, because this one's going to steamroll. Excitement is the one that's really confusing me. So we've got, endurance at the end. Empathy and endurance is we've just got a lot to get through. There's no doubt about it. Originality is what's coming up here. Negotiation is coming up there. And then we have intuition again. Mercury in Aquarius, Jupiter in Libra, Mercury in Cancer. All right. So get your feelers out there. Let's talk about what companionship means with that 7th house coming up there too. Companionship doesn't mean one person submits and the other person steamrolls. It's not just about, sweet, tender love and then excitement. There's some element of stability that is called for here, and certainly of endurance. Originality, negotiation, intuition. We're going to have to fly by the seat of our pants a lot of the time here. Look at originality is looking to intuition here. So indulging your strange ideas and then bringing those into negotiation with, how about we try this? But we really do need to look at this the subject of companionship and what it means to have a companion. We certainly need to negotiate in order to have a companionship, but we also need to leave room for everybody to be who they are and not, okay, you're stronger and more of a bully than me, so I just need to submit. This egotism here is looking at excitement, companionship, and submission. Okay, so endurance is certainly a question, because I remember my astrology teacher, the wonderful Annie Hershey, talking about fatal errors in a chart, where you had, in a relationship chart, a synastry, where you have one person's Saturn squaring one of the lights of the other person. And she said, it's not impossible to have a relationship. It just depends on how much you want to put up with. So there it is. Depends on what your endurance is, of how much you can put up with or how much you want to submit. Sometimes that egotism can be really exciting for us in the beginning, but then we have to, when it gets to the place of, now you just want me to submit to what you want, is that something I want to endure? Okay. I think I'm going to wrap this one up. Let's see. We're tired of enduring. Absolutely. I agree. I agree. That would be a run, don't walk away situation. What's that? Okay, what am I seeing? It seems, it's like almost like the messages are coming out of sequence. Very interesting. All right. My least favorite sign, Leo. I'm a Leo. I'm a Leo with the Pisces moon and Scorpio rising. So, female Leos. I married a male Leo the first time I got married, and then I've married 2 Arieses, the last of which stuck. You can tell when there's a strong male Leo presence in the room. Yeah, well, this egotism, Mars in Leo, there can be only one. Where Leo, to me, the ultimate of Leo is that adage that in order to lead, you have to know how to follow. And I really learned that lesson when I was working for the henna business, and I was shoved into a manager position and didn't know what that meant. And the bad Leo came out first, of just bossiness. And then I realized that, no, to manage means to serve. I need to serve the people that are under me. And then we started having, and then it got easy, because moon in Pisces, it's easy to serve. And a Pluto Mercury conjunction in Virgo, yeah, service are us. So when I finally got to the service part, and knowing that to lead, you need to get in there into the weeds and lead them out. Don't tell them what to do, show them. So that's a good Leo to me. All right. Marcy's rising is Leo. Sun in Cancer. Oh my goodness, my dear. Endure isn't submit. It's strength in the face of challenges. Yes, very good point, Tavia. The difference between endurance and submission. Endurance means I'm going to live through this. I'm going to keep on keeping on, one foot in front of the other, do what I need to do. I'm not going to cave in, right? Submission means I'm handing off to you. I'm handing off. All right. Strength in the face of challenges. Yes, so many Leo males in my family. Then I marry a nice Cancer whose rising is Leo. Oh my God. My inner Aries does not go away. It wars. Let burn it all, baby. No kidding. Leo does have its higher aspects. That's absolutely true. I would hope. Depends to the gender. Yes, it does. The sign depends on the gender, the expression of that sign. But, I know someone who is a Virgo, very service-oriented, wonderful, wonderful woman, very talented musician who's got a Leo rising. And oh my God, just needs so much attention. So Leo rising can really show the tough parts, because it's just like, I need all the attention all the time. Man, Leo's, yeah, me, 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 me. Hi, C-Mac. These are not personal readings. I do readings for the collective here, but most of us find something to relate to. So welcome, and I'm sure you'll get something out of it. Yep, Moon and Pisces here too. Good management style, lead by example. That is the only way. That is the only way to, to lead, is to get in there and show. Because how bad does it piss you off when somebody is telling you how to do things and they don't know how to do the job? So that's the other thing. You've got to come up through, pay the dues. All right. Can't quit brushing their hair. Oh, that's funny. The Leo that I married the first time was going bald. He's totally bald now. Okay, Ink and Flame, have a wonderful dinner. Thanks for being here. All righty. Okay. So it's interesting too, because when we don't get a reading that's like nice and neat package tied with a bow of here's what this means, it does start good discussions. So I'm going to move on from this. But yeah, we've got a lot to work out as far as this, perceived dichotomy of male and female. And I don't like the expression opposite sex. We're not opposites. We're both human beings. We are complements. We have complementary parts, but we're also full human beings. And that's worth studying, at least on the level where the differences are manifest. Let's see. Tavia says, my Leona minister loved standing in front of a congregation and speaking for God. Ego, yeah. Leo minister. Virgo rising, Libra. A Leo minister, yeah. Yep. It's all about the show. All about the show. And, I love to perform. I love being in front of people. There's no doubt about that. All right, here is the after tarot coming up. Thank you for that, Samantha. I've stopped having insecurities over, those readings that aren't wrapped up in a bow. This deck is a hard shuffle. Why? Okay. So you saw how that Buffy deck shuffled? Sorry. Side quest. The Buffy deck is actually thicker. Oh no, they're about exactly the same. Slightly thicker is the Buffy deck. And you saw how flexible those cards were and how well it shuffled. I grabbed this deck. The cards aren't stiff, but man, they don't shuffle without hurting my hands. Come on now. Play nice. All right. Lordy Lord. All right, I'm done with that part. Okay. Oh, I saw that. All right. All right, so this is the after tarot. If you haven't seen it, all of these cards represent the moment after the classic cards of the Waite-Smith deck. So we have the Two of Wands, where he's standing, looking out over his domain, and look what happens. She comes out and is taking that globe from him. Excuse me, this is my domain, the material world. He's making the plans. She's saying, put it in my hands and I'll make it happen. So this is showing that we need the cooperation. All right, so we've got the Eight of Pentacles here. We've finished a job and it's wonderful, feeling that satisfaction. And then we've got the Nine of Pentacles, where the falcon is flying away, the glove has been taken off, and she's harvesting these abundant grapes. So she's let the falcon, I don't know that it's flying free because it's still got its tethers hanging from it, but she's sent it off and she's turned her attention back to what's in her garden and the bounty that's there. So we have the 8 and the 9. We have the practice that we do paying off, doing things practically, getting your hands on the tools and working, working, working until practice makes perfect, or at least practice makes better. And we're enjoying all the practice and work we've put in because things are paying off. But it is through this cooperative effort. Then look at this, the Chariot. So the Sphinxes are up and walking rather than lying down. His wand is pointing this way, okay, and go. Still not holding reins, but he has directed the Sphinxes that are pulling the Chariot. He has directed them into action. And then we have this 8 of Wands and pulling back the bow to shoot the arrow into the air. So if that doesn't talk about taking action and getting going from, the finished product and the enjoyment of that, it's like, okay, now time to get going on the plan that we've created together. But then we've got the 5 of Cups. Oh, that's interesting. So this person is so wrapped up, literally, look at the cloak, wrapped up in the loss from these cups. And look, we have red and white. Do you know what the cup with the wine of red and white is? If you're a woman, you should. But we're so focused on this that we don't see somebody drowning in the river. And look at the clouds around. We're not even looking at the 2 cups that are left. We are wrapped up in sorrow and sadness and what's wrong. And rather than processing it, we're holding it close. And we don't see the need that is right here, right now, and very, very intense. Okay. Let's see here. Prequel to the next deck. That's interesting, Samantha. She's saying that one reading doesn't really wrap up. It's sort of like a prequel to the next one. So, okay. We'll test that theory. It does get clarified along the way. We want and need attention. That isn't bad, but when ego drives it, yeah. Well, and what, when insecurity drives it, when the not enough drives it, absolutely. Something appeared about the next moon in Capricorn. Okay. 8 of Wands looks like Robin Hood. Yes, it does. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to start taking hits here. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the knight that doesn't go anywhere, and we have Justice. Balancing, and look at in front of Justice here, we have a king, we have a pauper. 2 archetypes. And Justice is sitting here looking and saying, I will treat both of you equally. So coming back to here, talking about the equal input in the making of plans. What is it that what skill do we want to master? What seeds do we want to plant so that we can harvest? What do we want to sustain us? And the activity here with the Knight of Pentacles is very practical activity. We're going to go slowly, step by step, in a practical manner, depending on what it is, what skills and are needed, and what resources are needed. Okay, we have the Magician, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, okay. So the Magician launching all his tools into the air, his magic is clearly working, and the Chariot, that says the Chariot knows where they're going and has the power to make it happen. This rapid motion here talks about the changes that we're going through, things being rapid and unpredictable. And ooh, looky here, we've got the 8 of Swords. So here comes someone in, even though she is not bound and tied to where she can't escape. She just thinks she can't escape. He's coming in to help. You know what I would have loved to see? I would have loved if this dude were taking off her blindfold instead? Wouldn't that be cool? Look at this, how we started and how we ended. So yeah, there's no doubt that changes are happening fast, but this is saying we're in the driver's seat. And the thing is, we have to know what we're in the driver's seat on and what we're not in control of. And what are you in control of? Here, here, here. Me, the way I think, the way I speak, the plans I make, all the things I imagine. We are in the driver's seat of our magic. We are not in control of these wands flying through the air and the changes that are happening. But we need to make sure that there's fairness across the board. That's another one of the goals we're going for. And this is just saying that we can let ourselves out of this mess. Sometimes we have to ask for help, but we can let ourselves out. But we can't be so wrapped up in our own feelings and our own stuff that we can't see who's drowning around us and be able to help them. So, boy, it's a saga. A Megillah, if you will. Gorilla. All right. I'm going to do this so it's easier for me to see what we've done and what we haven't. All righty. We've done that. We've done that. We've done that. We've done that. There we go. I had 3 3s in a row there. The 333, one of my favorite numbers. 3 times 3. The 5 of Cups, yes. So that's the after tarot. Each of the images is like the moment after the one that you're used to seeing. It would be really cool. I would like to see that. And I want to tell you guys something. This is one thing I forgot about. I'm going to shoot a video on this. I am currently reading this book, The Marseille Tarot Revealed, A Complete Guide to Symbolism, Meanings, and Methods by Yoav Bandov. I had a request from a viewer to look at this book. Now, you know I don't do Marseille and Pip decks, but it's like, no, I need to learn this. And Marcy, I am becoming a big, big fan. This book in particular, I wish I had had this book as my very first tarot book, even not reading a Marseille deck, because he is just giving a master course, so easily understandable, on how to just go at it intuitively. Every single image in the card has something of significance, and it's just been a fascinating read. Absolutely fascinating. Okay. It really is. It really is. Oh, uh-oh. I might have to have that. What's it called? Maybe I already do. I think the tarot decks that I have with cats are not Pip decks. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Let's focus on. Give me some clear, something very clear here to wrap up our tarot decks. This is the third and last of the tarot. All right. Strength. More lions. Queen of Wands, that's her second appearance. The Magician, that's his second appearance. The 5 of Spheres, which are Pentacles. The Page of Wands. And the 10 of Wands. Okay. So, strength to bear our burdens. Strength is endurance. And I remember early on being taught that the Magician is like the male, masculine energy of manipulating, making things happen, and that strength is like the female version of the Magician, that the strength of the feminine is in endurance. So here we are with that word endurance again. So we've got the Queen of Wands over here showing up with her passion and creativity. What is it that we need to bring to this? And so we've got strength and Magician here. So there are certain things that we have to endure. That's what's out there that we can't control. And then we have things that are ours to change, to manipulate, to create. And the feminine side kind of adds strength to the strength card of just stabilizing ourselves, really being able to work with our own energy system in order to be in equilibrium as much as possible. Five of Spheres, look at this sphere landing and it looks like it's shattering something. There's big shards coming up. And then the Page of Wands is just raw creativity. Then we have the Ten of Wands. So endurance and I don't want to say self-will, but the will and the strength to really work with our own energy system, be responsible for that because of the burdens that we're carrying. And if you look, I mean, you can hardly see this tiny, tiny figure at the bottom here, and this whole big dark thing that's over top, weighing down. So the strength really is about endurance. We can go, if we just go one step, one step, one step. We don't have to do the entire journey in one step. We just need to make it one more step. And this, interestingly, Five of Spheres coming up here is telling me, what can we drop? What is it that we can let go of? That, you know, we can be so scared of poverty and letting go of our stuffs that we're willing to just endure with this huge oppressive burden on ourselves. So what are we willing to let go of that might be scary to let go of, but will ultimately make our journey easier? And if we're looking at this, you know, mindset of lack, let's counter that with the Page of Wands, which is, how do I work with this situation? How do I make this work for me? Next to the Magician, particularly. So what he's talking about here is imagination, creative imagination. Being able to just see a different option in whatever situation you find yourself in. I think so many of the troubles that we're in are due to a lack of creativity and imagination. We're just so invested in that thing where, I can't remember what it's called, where the more money you've lost doing something, the more likely you are to keep gambling because the stakes are getting higher. Now I have to get that money back. So you just keep losing. And what is it here that we're willing to say, okay, I've lost enough, I'm going to call it a loss. I'm going to call it what it is. I'm going to call it a loss and start imagining something better. Start creating something else out of, you know, what is left. Page and Queen of Wands, you know, she's got that wonderful will and passion and creativity as well, and can use all the basic skills and tools that she has, mastery of the elements, to create something new. But it really is a lot about this burden that we carry. The Eight of Spheres, look at him juggling. The King of Swords. So Eight of Spheres, that's the second appearance of the Eight of Pentacles. But this time, what's happening is not, you know, apprenticeship and kind of chipping away, but he's got them all. They're all flying through the air. Great deal of skill and attention. And then the King of Swords comes in with his bastardy inflexibility. But he also has a lot of ideas. So with the raw creativity and imagination, we add the knowledge of what has come before and the knowledge of what is possible as far as the laws of physics, you know, the laws of our culture. Within context here, he has good, solid knowledge of, we've done this before and here is how it has worked. And I hear the page going, so what, it's going to work differently this time. But yes, the established, looking back, science, history, what's been proven, what's been disproven, and adding passion and creativity, that the will to start something new here with the Page and the Magician. The willingness to start throwing things up in the air and just working on the fly. So this talks about apprenticeship as not a very slow, I'm going to do this so I don't make any mistakes. It's no, I got to go for it. And you got to be on it in every moment. Much riskier here, but it's what we have to do. You know, as things are changing, we've got to be willing to. It's kind of like when you're doing, I don't, not double dutch because I've never done that, but when you're doing jump rope and you've got two people twirling the rope and you have to go run in. I remember being so scared, trying to figure out when to go in and then learning to just, when it's at this point, you run in and just start jumping, So it's that ability to take a chance to learn on the fly, to be in the moment in great attention, whatever happens, knowing that you're gaining skill. But we've got to be able to hang in there. We've got to be able to tame our wild nature that wants to freak out and get angry and lash out and everything. Learn how to balance that. And then we have to deal with this burden, King of Cups. So stabilizing emotionally and looking to the future. Looking to the future and away from that south node of old habits. All right, let's see. The male has to participate or we're in the loop of fighting, yeah? Bachelors, not fights. The loop of he helps, not bachelors. Okay, I'm just going to let that one go by. Oh my goodness. Techno gremlins are at play, and we're not in a Mercury retro, guy. That's what's so funny. I see it more as he's removing the obstacles he put in the way of her freeing herself. So yes, he's participating. She has to do the freeing. Yes, and it really is a cooperative thing, Samantha. It's very true. He has to work on removing his bullshit too. We got to work on our own bullshit. They got to work on their bullshit, and it's all the big we. As a companion, he passively participates. Okay. 8 of Swords. We didn't have an... Oh, yeah. Ooh, there's a big lag there. All right. Okay. Isn't this fun? We've done that one. We've done that one. We've done that one. I kept coming up with 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and 1 and 3. It's 2 and 4, y'all. 2 and 4 is what we need. 2. Thank you. The Dream Weavers. What I really like about this oracle is the phrases that are kind of enigmatic, but they're not nonsensical. They just really open your mind in different ways. That's what I like. Okay. My guides are giggling. I'm sitting here thinking, boy, they're putting me through my paces tonight, and I saw like this. So, thanks, gang. I love you. All right, this one said, whoops, let's turn it around here. If the dogs come circling round. Really? All right, whatever. Let's figure it out here. Weavers watch the dragons fly. I don't know which way this one's supposed to go. There. All the threads of fate must bend. Then we have, honest to God, a surfing rainbow on the moon. Or just surfing rainbows on the moon. In the middle of the bridge. And if a cat curls round the moon. So you can see these are like kind of spacey, but they're very cool. All right. So we go straight to the book. Essential meaning is of if the dogs come circling round, divine protection, a sense of safety despite chaos, loyal people in your life staying true to your values. So if the dogs come circling round, there's a gathering in of companions and um, protective. We support each other, we protect each other, and being aware of each other and when protection is called for. So we've got a situation of, yes, we've got to call in our protection. And that certainly is the case with the planet. I keep thinking, you know, with this heat going on, and we've had the air conditioner going just endlessly. And this afternoon was the first time where I really felt the heat in the afternoon spike, because there's nothing you can do about it with this one little air conditioner. And thinking about how, you know, how much that unit is contributing to, you know, the use of electricity and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, weavers watch the dragon's flight, being the observer, curiosity, seeing the big picture, not taking anything personally. So we are dream weavers here, and we're just watching things, watching and observing. And then let's get this whole line here. All the threads of fate must bend, being flexible, cultivating resilience and adaptability. So we circle our wagons. And this is one thing I've really been thinking about is, again, we are in this position where we need to shore things up. When our power went out with the tornado on Monday, I was very grateful for these that I purchased from Amazon. These are little, there's a flashlight on one end. There's a, you open it like this, and there's a lantern. It is solar, and it has, you can charge it with USB, and you can charge it with a crank. So this is light that we can have no matter how we need to get it. These sit on the windowsill, so we know where they are, and they're always charging, and I'm going to get a couple more of those. So making sure you have things like that, that you have batteries, so things can work that help you communicate. You know, getting go bags together, because it made me think, you know, with this tornado and the other one that happened like just 2 miles south of us in May, 5 weeks ago, we had no warning. It was an isolated storm. There were no tornado sirens. We had the Weather Channel saying there was a risk 1, which was in the blue, very low, of severe weather. And this storm popped up and dropped a tornado on us, and we had no warning whatsoever. So, but if we had, having a go bag, if you need to bug out of somewhere quickly, having a go bag that's got all your essentials in it so that you are taken care of. Circling the wagons around yourself and circling the dogs around yourself. So that is that call to make sure that we can take care of ourselves well. And then being observant, watching what's happening with the weather, knowing that nothing is normal right now. Normal is changing. And then being flexible about circumstances and how we need to meet the moment. Okay, then we have surfing rainbows on the moon. The power of imagination when led by inspiration and intuition. There's the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups right there. The source of innovative thinking, being playful. So again, that imagination and play of letting your imagination go. And wouldn't it be great if we had this? It's like, you know, just to sit with your friends and smoke a joint and go, it'd solve all the problems of the world because your imagination is engaged and you can come up with great ideas. And then we go, yeah, I'm not going to do that. But, you know, there are people that have the ability to do those things. And if we're the ones with the imagination, we can do our best to give our ideas to people, right? Let's see, in the middle of the bridge. Yeah, we're in the middle of change here. Learning from different viewpoints and life experiences, compassionate listening, meeting in the middle, compassionate listening. Look at that image. And meeting in the middle. That's it. If we feel ourselves opposed, we've got to find a way to meet in the middle, negotiate, engage, bring imagination, and play. Play first, and then we can work things out. I'm remembering right now some commercials. I don't know whether they came out during the BLM protests or just, you know, with the general unpleasantness, but it was a beer commercial, and they would have two people, like political polar opposites, somebody that's gay and a red hat. And wouldn't tell them anything about each other, but just sit down and have a beer and start talking to each other. And then finding out that they're, how different they are. But when you have a personal connection with someone, it changes everything, especially when you're working on stereotypes and not real experience. If a cat curls around the moon, let go of codependent relationships, the value of independence. So if we can't meet in the middle of the bridge, if we can't have the flexibility to meet in the middle and look at where I can bend and you look at where you can bend and how it takes us both towards what we both want and need, then sometimes it is time to go rogue and independent and say, okay, then I'm just going to take care of myself. We can't wait for others to catch up if they're not there, if they're not flexible, if they don't have the imagination to see, or even the insight to see their own habits that need to change. Then sometimes it's time for us to say, I need to lead the way. So here we're going to look at this little tiger and call it a lion, a Leo, going independent and showing the way to others that you can do it on your own. You can figure it out. Interesting. Passing out Klondike bars, frozen Dole strawberry bars. We have Klondikes in the freezer. Mine is waiting for me. Many cards I feel are protective here, says Tana. Each one balances an aspect of the spirit. Yes, I agree. And especially when those dogs came out right at the beginning. Alex says, I keep thinking that dogs look like Max, my late border collie. Oh, hi, Max. What a sweet boy. Such smart dogs. Were they doing mushrooms when they drew this deck or peyote? This is Colette Baron Reed. So, yeah, the artist is Joel Nakamura. And, yeah, it is a very psychedelic deck. It's a wonderful deck. They always take care of us. Yep. Oh, Titchy. Ayahuasca and peyote vibes. Yes, absolutely. Tano gonna say ayahuasca. I couldn't remember how to spell it yet. Hey, let do it speech to text. Let them figure it out. That would be a fun one. What would it come up with? I was thinking about. And I'm trying to think of, ayahuasca. Ayahuasca? I don't know what that could sound like, but thinking about these beads. So my sister made this mala and gave me the bracelet. She made the bracelet to go with it. And the stone is called dumortierite. And I hadn't heard of it before, so it was hard to remember. And I started thinking, no, dumortierite. So, I don't know. It's my brain. And then we have the Archeo at the very end here. All right, Archeo. And then immediately I think of Rocky Horror Picture Show with Archeo. But that's not the Archeo we have here. It comes flying off the deck and he's going back in. All right. Brother called him Mad Max. Oh, Fat Max. Oh, baby. Ass. Oh, that's hilarious. All right. It's the deck. It's hard to get a grip on. All righty. Here we go. Which way does it want to go? I don't know. All right, done. This is Animus. How fascinating is that? So 7th house has come up several times too. I'm going to go back the last few lives and see. Certainly South Node and the 7th house. So here we go. Animus. This perception of the opposites, the force and the form. The creative and the experiential. At least we're staying on theme. That makes me feel better always. Then we have Dreamer, Magician, third time for him. Awakener, looky, there's a lion again. Wolf, there's a doggy again. And I knew it. When I got this deck out, this was like turned this way, blocking the deck. And I looked at it and I went, no, I'm going to shuffle that in because I know it wants to come up. And so here's the blank card. Thank you. So anima and animus, this false dichotomy, but then there's truth to it as well. But we know that it doesn't matter what your body looks like, what body parts you have. The spirit that lives inside you, which is the anima, animus, is what really counts. So this card is telling me that we really, and look at the sun, moon, that we really need to go beyond body parts. We really do. A person is so much more than their plumbing. And then we've got the dreamer and the magician. If you can, and now I'm hearing Tim Curry. I'm hearing Rocky Horror again. Don't dream it, be it. Be it. Don't dream it. Be it. So here, we dream and then we manifest. We dream and then we create. We dream and we look at what are the parts of this that we can manipulate together to make it happen. All right. So I'm looking at kind of the male side here, the creative side. Let's just call it the creative side. That awakens, and the dreamer. We dream to awaken the creative side. And the wolf is, I mean, it's that woo and the wolf whistles and all that, but it's also the pack leader, the wayfinder. Think about what a wolf is. They are social. And in some Native American traditions, I know in the medicine card, it's it's called the pathfinder. And so finding the way forward. So the anima is the experiencer. We take what we've experienced. We look at, it's like those dragons fly. What are we perceiving? What are we experiencing of the way the world is now? And how can we be the pathfinder to making it something new? And I love, adore the fact that the last card out tonight is a blank card. It says all bets are off. There is no already existent perfect something that we're trying to get to. This is something new that we need to create. We have evolved very quickly to the point where some just can't keep up. Yeah. And so we've got to have the imagination and the ability to dream and be awake to perceive, and then the ability to follow the path. We've got to bring everything together, and we've got to be on full awakeness and awareness, because we've got to create something entirely new, because the future is a blank slate. And, in many important ways, it really is up to us to figure out which way it's going. And it's not even which way it's going, it's just what is it going to look like? What is this new journey going to look like? All right. Oh, absolutely. I'm not scared of ayahuasca as far as the spiritual opening and the tripping. It's the vomiting that I cannot do. So you will not find me, but oh my God, yes, why you should never, ever, ever do things like that if you've never done it without someone who's a good guide, and something like ayahuasca that is a spirit medicine. It's really powerful, and it needs to be in the hands of someone powerful enough to administer and to guide. So yes, I will never do ayahuasca because I will do anything to keep from puking. Real shaman, not bad guru. Yeah, amen to that, Tana. No microwave shaman. Yes, 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 yes. Beautiful dreamer, awaken to thee. You're Tanya tonight, Tana. Yeah, it is a blank slate. And I mean, there's so many. So, one thing that I'm getting here is that we can stop being quite so fearful about the moves like that the Supreme Court is making in the US and the laws that are being written, because the power lies with us. And okay, I'm trying to think of something. Oh, another thing came across Facebook and it said, those that are trying to convince you that you need to make change happen through the proper channels are doing that because they control the proper channels and they know it's not going to work. So this is where we have to be willing to step completely outside of the structure and the traditions and the history and the habits and all of the South Node stuff. We need to be willing to step entirely outside of these social agreements. That's Sagittarius as well. And to consider, to let the future be a blank slate so that we can have our options entirely open, to let our dreams, our imagination run wild, to really be awake to what's going on in the present moment and not falling prey to disappointment and depression and cynicism and all of those things. Because you've seen how everywhere with these really restrictive things are happening, things are countering to those two. And the more that system shows itself to be in the hands of non-plastic brains, people with no imagination and no ability to change, the more people are willing to step outside of that system to make things happen, to update the system, right? When the system isn't working, you change the system. So I think this is a hopeful card right here. We can project onto that anything we want. We can project our fears onto it, but we can also project our ideals onto it and our new ideas. I'm really digging this Archeo deck. I really am. Okay. The god Ra, Thoth, god of wisdom. Okay. So, yes, absolutely. The Ibis, Tahuti. There he is. Let's read a little bit here because we're not even towards the end. Let's read a little bit. Let me put these back where they were. All right. Let's look at Anima Animus. Attribute. And the anima and animus, or the male within female and female within male, represent a union of opposites, a marriage of day and night, black and white. Once united, they gradually straighten our drunken lopsidedness. When our left and right spheres learn to speak to one another, logic and intuition come together and evolve a deeper perception, allowing us to think and feel with cohesion. All right. Chemical wedding. And yes, this is, Laura's not here tonight, but this is a gift deck from Laura in Florida. Blessings to her. All right, dreamer. The dreamer brings renewed hope, and the dreams he weaves will act as a source of regeneration. He helps to translate your abstract thoughts from image to language and back again. He reminds you that life has alternating phases, and the sun and moon take turns in lighting the way. By day, you strive with practical purpose, but at night, you live through the lens of an intuitive kaleidoscope. Amazing. Magician, because we have to remember this isn't the magician of the tarot. The magician is no mere illusionist teasing the eye with sleight of hand. He can teach you how to see into the structures and forms that shape the cosmos and become conscious of the thread that links all things. So structures and form, this is the structures that we live within. Nothing is in isolation. Everything is as it seems until you peel back the skin that coats your eyes and hoods your vision from the universe's miraculous luminosity. Wow. Okay, then we have Awakener. The Awakener's reveille challenges us to wake up, calling us from the endless daydreams that threaten to suffocate us like clouds of cotton wool. No friend of the lazy somnambulist as a sleepwalker. He is determined to remind us that we need to engage fully with the world and not distract ourselves with shiny things and simplistic solutions. So I'm going right back to that Four of Swords here. We take a break to recharge, but we can't check out and go to sleep. We need to stay awake. Here is Wolf. The wolf will not allow you to be neutered or let you become estranged from your animal nature. By acknowledging him, you are not giving up your humanity, you are accepting your core's origin. The wolf gives you back your instincts and helps you resist the constraints placed upon you by polite society. So here we go. The wolf is our animal nature. We need to be awake to that every minute. And then, let me see if they mention the blank card. Well, and then there's the blank, you know, and I'm thinking that that can be a new archetype that we come up with. So start thinking about that. All right. Now, back we go. And wow, those astro dice, it's like they really do carry the theme through, don't they? Set the tone for the beginning. All right, let's do a completion of our circle here. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. I would invite you, please, to hit the like button. I see that 13 have. Thank you so much for that. And look at how dark I am. That's ridiculous. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I should have done that in the beginning. Anyhow, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for, participating in this grand experiment. And I love letting the dice pick the decks because a lot of these are decks that I would not pull off the shelf. So it's, they're pushing me. They're making me stretch. All right, I want to go back and catch up with the last messages here. The gods, Raza, falcon god. Yeah, Tahuti is the ibis. I'm so glad, Tavia. Really liked the messages tonight. My last golden dog. Oh, Amun-Ra. Oh, my goodness. Amun-Ra means hidden light. That's wonderful. A Kabbalah hand. Oh. We have so much fun when we gather. Thank you, beautiful goddesses, gathered here tonight for your wisdom, humor, and lovely energy. I echo Darcy's words. Absolutely. As far as that, Horus was the falcon god, not Ra. Yeah, there's a lot of different mythologies too. Thank you, Tana. All right, you guys, let's get back down into our bodies here. Come on down in, feel your skin again, connect with that channel down into the earth, connect with your channel up to the heavens. Feel the connection of all of our spheres here. And one last time, take a good exhale and a nice deep inhale. And let's project out from the heart into the spheres that are interconnected, sending out healing energy, sending out everything that everybody needs so that we can balance each other out, so this network, this connection can feel some equilibrium and some fluid stability, moving stability in these times. And now on your next inhale, we exhale and push that outer ring. See it go out, wrap around the planet, blast out into space. And then take any excess energy that's in your body, send it down through that channel to the earth for her blessing. And also out into the atmosphere for the blessing of this sacred envelope that keeps us alive, so that the atmosphere may stabilize, sending love both ways and sending out anything excess. You keep everything that you need. giving gratitude to the authors and artists of all the decks that we've used tonight, giving gratitude to our guides and guardians for being here for us and delivering complex messages that were definitely cohesive at the same time. And then lastly, huge gratitude to you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to finish uploading the video for my newest deck, which was a gift from US Games. And the fun part is that US Games now subscribes to my channel. Yay. Hi, Lisa. Hi, sweetie. Thank you for checking in at the last minute. I'm so glad to see you here. I'm sending you all so much love, and I will see you next time. So please take care. Be safe. All my best wishes go with all of you. Till next time, blessed be.